it got even worse.
Well, I'm sure Andrew Waddle, the referee, will be glad to get this game started. It's a very, very cold afternoon indeed. But we are fortunate, just before kick-off, the skies are partially cleared. It was really horrendous this morning, monsoon stuff. The pitch has slightly suffered, but as I said a fortnight ago when we were here for the Celtic game, infinitely improved from what it was like in the past. So it's eminently playable, and it should be an exciting match. That's Wilson, and straight to the lanky figure of Dave McPherson. Back there by Clinging. Well, touched well to the side, and that should be covered by the Rangers captain, Patterson. Mitchell laid it off well, and away goes Redford. Suddenly saw the gap, finding Cooper. Back all the Morton defenders. Typical Cooper turn inside. There's Redford with a shot, and in fact it was Mitchell who got it away, but a rousing start to the game by Rangers. There by Holmes. A nice deep turn, and that was appealed for a penalty kick, and it is. Robertson, the ex-Rangers player, brought down. It's a penalty to Morton. And so with Jim Duffy to take this penalty kick, and Peter McCloy obviously expert at it, and then he comes and away it goes. Morton, what up? Well, he swept that away without any difficulty at all. Peter McCloy hardly moved. Cooper, closely policed as usual. Fraser just got that, and Fleeting stepping in. Dawson, I think the last touch of the Morton player. Ali Dawson. McMinn, brilliant run by McMinn, going forward himself. Mitchell, in goes McMinn for the return, and it's Cooper. And the first real thrust by Rangers coming from Ted McMinn. Now that's the kind of run they should make it goal more often, and he certainly has the ability to do so. He's disturbing this defence. He has at times an ungainly style, but he seems to drift past players, and he did the right things, pushing it away to the side, but the finish was not typical of Davy Cooper. Patterson not doing very well with that. Run again by Doherty. Cloy committing himself and takes it. Well, does he? And he does the second time. I think he should have got some protection there. I think he was under pressure. And the shot, the second shot, he just happened to be lying. Oh, that's a gift to McMinn. On to Redford. I think McMinn wanted the return pass and it didn't come. Redford in the corner. There's McMinn. Oh, he did well there, and Flack. An appalling finish. beautifully set up by McMinn. Turning one way, then the other, and really Rangers finishing ought to be better than that. Corner kick. On to cover again. He's dangerous in these positions and it's off the line. Mitchell goes up for it and it's a corner kick, and Morton are decidedly under pressure. That was whipped off the line. Smart piece of defensive work. Looked as if it was going in, but the goal remains intact. On a swirl and straight to the goalkeeper. No challenge on Craig Adams there. Very good play indeed by Wilson. That was Robertson and picked up there by Cooper. Good interception. Duffy goes towards him. There's Flag trying to get it in, and a good save by Adams. The ball went loose again, but he turned round, and the young goalkeeper certainly proving his worth. And everybody at Greenock said of him last week that the 7-0 defeat had nothing to do with him. He had no chance with any of the 7 goals. Mitchell nowhere near it. Wind-assisted ball, that one. Nobody could get near it. Flank. By Wilson, and there's Duffy stepping in again, and he just gets it away. Fraser, Cooper. Nice little tip forward in our McMinn. We did that beautifully again. Great play by McMinn. There's a good shot, and he is Rangers' outstanding player so far. That was a beautiful effort by the young man who came up from the south, from the Dumfries area, and he has ability. That is amply illustrated in that weaving run, and a little unfortunate the ball slid away to the side. That's McPherson. That's McMinn. Having a very good game. Cooper gone back to the left. Wilson stayed in that position. Free kick. Duffy to take it. Dawson to Mitchell. Mitchell just getting rid of it. Good ball by McPherson. Dawson, little bit of space for him. On towards Redford, gets a touch. There's Fleck. McMinn's on the right, there he is, from Fraser. A driving shot and brilliantly saved. Well, Willie McLean thoroughly vindicated in his support of this young goalkeeper. Here's Cooper. Free kick. Now, it was a spectacular sort of dive over, but he was fouled, there's no question about that, despite the protests of Jim Duffy. Davy Cooper to take it himself. There's McPherson, and he put it straight to the goalkeeper. Now, when he went for it, I was getting the impression he was very confident, getting up almost as if he could place it anywhere he liked, except he chose the wrong spot. Mitchell. Free kick, and that was a very heavy collision. Is Jim Duffy being booked? He is. So Cooper to take this practically on the half-time whistle. He calls it well. It's a beautiful goal. Ian Redford, the equaliser. Only seconds away from the referee bringing the first half to a halt. Now that is a magnificent free kick. How difficult for any defence to cope with that. Tantalising ball and net by Redford. What an awful day it is. The rain lashing down, wind blowing, but just for that moment, Rangers, drenched though they may be, and behind by that one goal, suddenly feel the afternoon has brightened. They have monsoon at the moment, flag. Here's Cooper, and there goes the half-time whistle. An exciting end to this half, which may take the spectators' mind off the drenching rain. That first goal, the penalty, I think a clear and distinct penalty, which Jim Duffy, who was later booked, very calmly slotted home. And then that equaliser coming as the first half was in its dying seconds through Ian Redford. And Rangers, with the wind and rain at the back, might be a very formidable force in the second half. A very familiar Greenock background, because it is known to rain here from time to time, with the cranes and derricks way at the back, the rain lashing down as Andrew Waddle starts the second half. And as I said, Rangers will have that decided advantage, the elements at the back. McPherson under a little bit of pressure. That was Dawson. Mitchell, not near it. Well, Rangers, I'm sure, relieved to have got that goal when they did get it. Redford. Fleck drives after it. I think free kick given, or was it? No, corner. It's a corner kick, in fact, went over the line. Cooper to take it. Well away. Well, driven beautifully, that's a magnificent save. And the goalkeeper performing miracles. Brilliant shot from McMinn. Superbly saved by the young goalkeeper. And I almost this afternoon put McMinn in the Davy Cooper class for control and skill. Dawson. Mitchell on the run. Mackin with them. And Mitchell's had hardly anything out of Mackin all afternoon. McMinn, and it's a corner kick. Look at that umbrella in the background there. Whoops, away it goes. I know the feeling, by the way. McMinn to take this. That's a good ball again, and it's not put in. And everybody left it to each other. Astonishing miss by Rangers. Mitchell left it to McPherson, who reciprocated, and that ought to have been killed. Stone dead. Holmes. Little touch there, a slight deflection, and Mitchell. What's it? Free kick. Referee wants him right back. That's not a bad ball, and it's off the post. Oh. McCloy absolutely beaten by that. Well, a great effort by Morton. Gillespie going after it, and really I think disappointed that came back the way it did. McMinn took that very well indeed. Oh, great play for the big winger. And Fraser and Redford get mixed up, but Fraser is helped out by Redford and Cooper, and Redford running straight into that defensive wall, and away go Morton in a game which tempo raised again. McMinn, Mitchell has to come back for it. Well, quite appalling pass. And away go Morton again. Oh, a neat little touch. Gillespie feels for a penalty kick. Well. Well, I know, I've seen penalties given for that before. Referee just turned away. As he went forward, down he went, Gillespie again, and a few anxious moments for the Rangers defender. Gillespie lays it to the side, and that is a goal kick. Well, I would have thought that Rangers would have taken the initiative with a strong wind behind them, but Morton have kept coming back. The game is very evenly balanced now with that scoreline, and just about 17 minutes of the second half gone. Fraser goes in awkwardly, free kick to Morton. Cammy Fraser, and I feel that Rangers still not getting the best out of this man. Patterson. Oh, so awkward. Dawson. Rangers going through a streaky period again. They simply cannot control midfield. Morton fighting hard, fighting and working hard. Robertson doing the turning, and Fraser neatly back. On goes Mitchell in the run. Mackin goes with him. Mitchell. I think he gets a free kick out of that. I thought he slipped. So here we go. Cooper again with this, what could be lethal free kick. It was a run to the near post, but they're all coming back again. Cooper taking his time about this. There's a call, yes! The second one, Redford. Rangers second, Redford second, and almost a replica of that first goal. 19 minutes of the second half gone, and just at a time when Morton looked as if they were coming strongly back into the game. Once again, that deadly left foot of David Cooper, but it needs finishing. It was half-stop, but there were so many players going in after it. The inevitable happened. Fleck. Decides on a short one, it's McMahon. Oh, it's a superb ball and a bit too hasty in the way he put it in. That won't be kept on the field. It's a throw to Rangers. Fraser with it. Fraser to Fleck. Cooper. And it's almost there. Look at the time he took about it. I mean, it's so typical of Cooper, drawing the defenders, very reluctant to come into the tackle, coaxing them forward, then slipping to the side and making the shot. Another good save. Should be picked up there by McKinnon. There's Davy Cooper. That left foot runs round with it, and away goes McPherson on a run. On to McMahon. Still got it. Tries a shot. Oh, brilliant! Superb play by this big man. Rangers have really found themselves one of the most colourful personalities I've seen in a long time. He really is an amazing player. Gangling, awkward at times, but with great skill as well. And that brought a superb save. Yes, the goalkeeper took that emphatically. Goes out towards McMahon. He's a brave player, he doesn't hold back. He might have hit the top of his foot. Mitchell. No offside, it's a great goal. Good goal by the fullback, Ali Dawson. Well won by Rangers. And a good understanding there between Mitchell and Dawson, and that final tap in there as he came forward and swept it in.
Well, Rangers totally in command at the end of that game, although a very plucky performance by Morton, particularly in the first half, and two outstanding performances in attack by Rangers, David Cooper and Ted McMahon. Well, I don't need to elaborate on David Cooper. We know about his skill. He's a marvellous player both for Rangers and Scotland, and in dreadful conditions today he proved it. But what about this boy Ted McMahon? I mean, when he runs out onto the pitch with that gangling, ambling gait of his, you think, well, this boy can't really be played in a team with any great skill. But he is. He's precisely that. He's a marvellous mover of the ball, seems to float past players, and is also very courageous. And I really do think Rangers have got a colourful personality there. And I'm sure the Rangers captain is delighted not only with Ted McMahon's performance, but your own and the entire team. I think that you needed that result today, Craig.
Certainly we needed a win today after being beaten last week, and what at the end of the day turned out to be like a 4-point game for us. Had we beaten Aberdeen, we would have been 3 points behind. However, we were beating ourselves, and that put us 7 points behind, which you know, is a mountain to climb really when the Aberdeen side is as good as it is these days.
Can I take you back just a few weeks and the disappointment of being knocked out in Europe? Do you think that had a depression, it depressed you in terms of morale?
It certainly depressed us going out. I think the only good thing we got from the game was we came out with our heads held high, which was, you know, is very important. We did take a beating over there, but we got them back at Ibrox, and we always showed them what it's like to play over here, you know, against the old Scottish up.
Well, you almost did it, you see. I'm wondering if that made the disappointment more acute, the fact that you almost pipped into Milan.
I Possibly it was, but really when they scored so early, we knew we had to score 5 goals. You know, there again, we knew that was going to be very difficult. So at the end of the day, it wasn't quite as disappointing as it might have been.
Now, the game this afternoon is always very tough for teams down here, particularly when Morton had that very good result against the Celtics. So you weren't surprised by the opposition, were you?
No, no way. You can't afford to take anybody lightly these days, even though, you know, Morton had a bad result last week. We obviously remember the fact that they did beat the Celtic down here, and if they can do that against the Celtic, they can do that against anybody.
How did you find the conditions?
Terrible, you know, it was very slippy underfoot, but some people, like you say, McMinn and Cooper, they seem to float over this sort of ground. It's incredible.
Well, we know about David Cooper, as I said. What about McMinn? I mean, he's like that in training as well. I mean, he seems to want to take on everybody.
Yeah, he's the most awkward player I've ever come across. He carries the ball, he gets the ball, he carries it straight at you, and he's impossible to read which side he goes to. He carries it right in the middle of his feet, and he's got the ability to go either way, and it's terrible to play against.
I don't know whether you can remember Garrincha, the old Brazilian player with the funny legs. And
yeah,
so on, but he's taller than him, but in a sense his legs look like that.
Possibly that's the reason. You know, a lot of players you can see they've got a certain action, and you know they're going to go one side, but he's also two-footed. You know, which means it's almost impossible to get the ball off him.
Would you say that Rangers, despite the fact that they're still up there, still with a chance of the league, your manager's not given up in any sense at all, but there is a transition there, that you're still trying to find your way?
Yeah, obviously. I mean, we've got the likes of Ian Ferguson, who's found goals hard to come by since he came. But everybody knows from past experience what a good player Ian Ferguson is, and I'm sure he'll come good. So it takes time. I found myself coming to Rangers, it does take time to get used to playing for a club as big as Rangers. You know, the fans expect so much. And at the end of the day, when they turn out in the numbers they do, I suppose they deserve to get it.
You enjoy being captain?
Certainly, it's a big responsibility. That's it. You know, I know a lot of former Rangers captains only because of the fact they were Rangers captains. I mean, I never saw them play, you know, but they're legends because they captained the Glasgow Rangers Football Club, and it's great.
You want to be the same?
That would do me.
Tell me, if I had to ask you, how do you fancy Dundee United against Manchester United on the individual game next Wednesday night? What would you say?
Crowd, despite the damp